thought you had a Yeti. Why would you not use the Yeti?
Was it
Because I broke it.
Was the microphone built in America? That might be the issue.
It's Turtle Beach.
Oh,
That's true, Pat.
there's a lot of turtles on that beach.
Yeah. I broke my Yeti.
Hey, I'm gonna test something. Hold on.
Go for it.
Me too. I want to test something too as soon as Brandon's done.
Hey, don't.
I don't know
test
about-
me.
Okay,
Don't
I was
test that here.
testing the mute button. Apparently you didn't hear me. I couldn't cough directly into the mic, so.
All right, I think we're good to go. To be honest with you.
Really? You said Julian was going to be here.
No, he hates
No, he-
us.
It's too important for us now.
He drinks
okay.
coffee and eats cigarettes nowadays.
I mean, he shows up in the WeChat just to post news articles, apparently,
Because we don't read the news.
from an app that I can't access.
Maybe he's sending us warnings, but he can't send direct, so he has to send we have to do beautiful mind type shit to his news articles to figure out what's going on in the world.
He knows damn well none of us have beautiful minds. That's for damn sure.
It's me like something out of the Boxcar Children.
Guys,
I love
now's
that.
the time to go live in the woods.
I suggest haste.
All right.
How
Well,
come
we are recording currently, gentlemen. So for those that
we
are
are?
now listening, it is Jackass Express podcast, episode 46. Welcome back. Today we have Brandon, Johnny, and Tip. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, that's the most formality I'm going to go with for today.
Oh.
We actually had another podcast with Sax and Chase and I think Julian, and I hadn't put that out just yet. No, with Jeff, and that hadn't come out yet, but I found it and I restored it, and it's going to go up soon. So this one's going to come out not this week, but next week.
Interesting.
Oh. Okay, so we're like 2 weeks in advance then.
So our listeners will know exactly what that means. Not really.
So,
So welcome to 2018, guys.
I'm not that far behind.
We'll see about that.
Well, I guess this is my triumphant return. I haven't been on one of these in
A really,
I don't
really
even know
long
how
time.
long. I mean, it's been a solid 9 months or something. I probably could have crapped out a baby by now.
The last time Brandon was on here, he was a bachelor, not a bachelor. He was a single to be wed gentleman.
Is that so? It's been that long, really? Since before July.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Our biannual podcast does take its toll. So, Brandon, how's life going, man? How's married life going?
It's good. Having 2 weddings is interesting. It's, to the same person without a divorce in between.
Damn it, Brandon, you ruined my joke.
They got lawyers for that.
Uh-oh. Yeah. We had the formal thing with the courthouse downtown in July, and then the big gathering and what I consider to be the more formal thing in October. That's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly not that different from before.
Right? It should be just a simple transition.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's pull our money together now, and
I mean, yeah.
now we get to call it yours instead of ours. So
Yeah.
that's too cool. That's great, man. It's good to hear that. I was going to ask you, did you guys have plans for like a honeymoon, or were you guys going to take 2 honeymoons, or I know you made of money, so that's how I'm asking.
Well, I am often. No, we did a vacation to Tenerife, one of the islands in the Canaries, off the
Nice.
coast of Africa, back in July. So we did that before the first wedding. So that was kind of our pre-honeymoon. And then we live in Europe, so traveling is really not that big of a deal. Tip can attest to that now, and we're just we kind of go whenever we want to go. So
Yeah.
really, we didn't feel the need to do something different.
Right?
Yeah.
I break the bank, right? When you can get the milk for free.
Well, no, the October wedding broke the bank.
So that's awesome, man. That's great news. And how is the missus?
Good, yeah. She's over there on the other side of the house at the moment, and doing what missuses do.
Well, then she's in the wrong place, Brandon.
Right within earshot. So Brandon, no, I'm just playing.
I do have pictures. Eventually, we'll get ambitious and put them somewhere. I was thinking of just throwing them up on Dropbox for you to see because the photographer took no less than 2 million of them. So
Nice.
it's not worth sifting through them to try to Facebook them. And I don't get on there very often these days anyway. So I'll just let you guys in on that at some point.
Awesome.
I'm glad he didn't leave me up to Facebooking them because then I'd never get done.
Yeah, right. I mean, me too at this point.
You know what I've noticed about getting older and the correlation with taking pictures is that it's easier to remember things if you take pictures of everything.
Oh man, my phone is riddled with pictures of everything that I can't remember. It's like, instead of taking a note, I just take a picture of something.
Exactly.
You know, I think taking all the pictures makes things less enjoyable because you don't build that memory because you automatically go, oh, I got a picture, I can see it whenever.
That's an excellent point, Tip. Because it's true. Now, instead of actually saying, wow, I should really engage in this moment and hold on to it, it's just like, I'll take a picture of it and I'll show somebody else that I did it. It's almost like you're taking proof that you were there as opposed to enjoying the moment itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, that's kind of how I felt about Facebook there for a while. I felt like I was creating this image of me that wasn't really me. It was like a facade. So I kind of backed away from it a couple of years ago and I never went back to it.
Yeah,
and that doesn't change that I take pictures of everything else in life.
Hold on, I'm going to take a picture of the screen. Okay.
Let me ask you, are you guys, and I don't know if this is maybe something that today's crowd is doing, or is it something that I'm just getting an old geezer? And haven't you noticed when you go to concerts now that people watch the whole concert on their cell phone? Is that something that's just a new generational thing, or is that something that
because they want the rights, the bragging rights about saying
no, they want the attention.
The last time I went to a concert was last month, and I went to this place called Billy Bob's.
Of course you did, Tim.
And it was the Turnpike Troubadours.
Snake Farm.
I watched the Turnpike Troubadours, but we were getting buckets of beer. There were 3 of us, and we went through like 8 buckets of beer because this was really on point.
Oh boy. Oh, see, it's proof. It's never mind.
Wait, where'd he go?
Tip, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry, I got a little bit robotic there for a second.
Maybe he did it on purpose.
This is the Mandela effect taking place, altering history as it's happening.
What do they call that thing? Tip, how did you auto-tune your voice like that? That was awesome as shit.
I don't know. What did I do?
The government does not allow Tip to say he was at Billy Bob's.
You're like, I was going to get bigger. You sound like shit.
Am I a robot?
That's a very existential question.
Blade Runner kind of question, Tip.
Tip, if you were walking through the desert and you saw a turtle on its back, would you ask it 20 questions?
I'd probably just ignore it.
No, that's a human being right there. The real enemy was man all along.
So I have 2 thoughts. The first one, I went to the Three Doors Down concert.
Nice.
They still play. Can you believe that? They exist. They had some
Not
new music,
their,
but I didn't
not their
care
original
about it.
guitarist.
No, he's not doing so well. But that was one thing that Heidi and I noticed was that the entire audience was busy filming or taking pictures, and then there was some chick in front of us that was doing something I assume is what they call like Facebook Live. I don't know what this is. It's newfangled and I'm too old, but I gather that she was live streaming this concert using her phone data, which was to me dumb for 2 reasons. One, there's probably some sort of copyright infringement or some sort of lawsuit that could happen. And 2, who's got that much data? That's insane. I wish I had that kind of data capacity.
But Tip's a millionaire. You have to understand that.
No, I just have an unlimited plan.
Oh,
$70 a month. Sure, it's Sprint, and I don't get service anywhere.
That's why you can hear the pin drop.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how about that? How about that throwback?
All right. I can hear you now.
But I think where the trouble will come with that, as far as copyright infringement goes, isn't it in Facebook's terms of service that they own anything you upload or broadcast?
That's
Probably.
true. Yeah, that is true, I believe.
So the lawsuit wouldn't be against the girl; it would be against Facebook.
What a shit show.
If they have deeper pockets, I mean, Three Doors Down may never need to work again.
But I mean, if they would just enjoy the concert instead of thinking they have to be the breaking news anchor from their cell phone.
Yeah. What I mean, what? Since when do you have to prove you enjoyed something?
I don't know.
Well, it's the way society's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to understand the appeal of it, because you go to a concert to listen to experience, and if you're stuck watching the concert through your phone, I just feel like I want to slap it out of people's hands.
We could have done that on YouTube, stayed home and saved the money.
Yeah.
So, Johnny, when you talk about experiencing the concert, are you talking about the contact high?
Am I talking about the what?
Contact high.
It means when
I wouldn't know about
Snoop
this.
Dogg is next to you smoking a funny-looking cigarette, and you're too close to him for a elongated period of time.
Well, let's be honest. If it's Snoop Dogg standing next to you, it's not a contact high. It's just a high. That's no longer first person.
But you got to
second.
think that Snoop Dogg's not smoking the normal stuff. It's got to be some high-grade stuff that if you go anywhere near it, your lungs are going to explode or something.
You're just... You're just going to walk up to him, and you're going to feel really hungry and be in a really good mood and love everybody.
He'd definitely be smoking if he's down there with us, Tip.
And then
Like a
and then you
magician.
think to yourself, is Snoop Dogg Jesus? And
Oh, no.
then Snoop Dogg has a religious cult.
It's like suddenly Snoop Dogg is floating in the air. What's going on?
I'm not even at a concert. It's just something on YouTube. You're watching. Oh,
Where
man.
am I, and how did I get this big gulp?
That's too fun.
But yeah, I think people miss out on the true, genuine experience by being at a concert or being anywhere in general. Like, if you really want to show proof that you're enjoying something, go buy a T-shirt or something. I mean, I think that's what you should do.
Well,
And that's the entertainer and Pat saying, hey, we don't get paid for this shit. Buy our shirts at redbubble.com.
Yes. Well, I mean, that you could throw that in there, but it's not necessary. It's just something. No, but seriously, outside of advertising things, that shirt came out a lot nicer than I expected, because I'm okay with, like, drawing stuff, but Christopher Thompson made that design, and it looks awesome, and it looks even better on a T-shirt. So,
And we've lost all our listeners. They were going with such a smooth transition. What the hell is Pat talking about?
yeah, it's like, let's just kind of do a 180 now.
oh, okay. I'm sorry,
We
everybody.
were talking about concerts. Damn it, Tip.
I just had to throw that in. I was excited about that. We can go back talking about the concerts, but I just thought it was cool.
Okay, how about this? One more installation from Johnny's Junk.
What the hell?
I don't want to touch John's junk.
Well, you're going to take it like a man.
Ugh.
I have to make a soundbite for that.
My last rant is, I've noticed lately, and tell me if y'all have noticed it, it can be with dates, it can be with family. When you go out to restaurants now or anywhere, I've gone to several restaurants so far, at least I can say that you have the whole family, 2 kids are on a tablet, and the wife and the husband are on their cell phones. And I guess they're either texting each other or they're looking up their own stuff. And I've just kind of noticed a decline in the family interaction. It's been...
That
Even
That Pornhub addiction's intense.
It is weird though. You don't see anybody interacting with each other anymore. It's frightening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Maybe
get it.
it's because I don't go out a whole lot. But
Tip, I
I
seriously doubt that.
haven't noticed that.
What?
Tip, you're a
Yeah, like
popular man.
If you see anybody at a restaurant, they're more than likely playing with their phone. It blows my mind.
I mean,
And
when I go to
I
restaurants,
think that's
I'm usually just in the
in the drive-through.
yeah.
Nothing like the outside looking in, huh, Tip?
Yep. I wish I had friends.
I read something
but-
that if you even put the phone out in the open, it detracts from the potential for conversation. So even just having the phone in view minimizes human interaction.
So,
They say
like,
keep it in your pocket.
what if you want to interact with this human by showing them a picture you took at a concert?
I see what Tim did there. He wrapped us around.
Touche.
He's circling the wagon on this one. All right, I like it.
Hey, guess what, guys? I just got an update that
Here we
Chase can join us in an hour.
Oh, in an hour.
That's great.
good.
Man. I'll tell him we'll meet him there. No, please tell him we're probably going to be done by then. Don't.
Oh, that's a shame. I wish he could have. Oh man.
I do wish he was here too, but he had to go pick up his mom from the airport.
It's always something with that guy. And then he's going to complain. Then Pat's going to be like, well, if you didn't live in Taiwan.
I had really wanted to do a big podcast with Sax Tip, Jeff, and me from here. We just couldn't figure out a way to make that timing work out.
Yeah,
It would have been
that would've
awesome.
Yeah, it would have been a lot of fun.
Like just locally from like the one big microphone, and we could all just literally talk face to face. I thought that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we could send Tip back out to Germany at some point. That'd be a lot of fun.
Question
Yeah,
is,
sure.
will the Germans have me?
Did you do anything to upset the Germans? You're not supposed to upset the Germans, Tim.
Oh, the Germans. Oh my God, it's the Germans.
Stop it, Mr. Rollins.
Stop it right now.
Actually, I think my next trip is going to be. I should have thought that through before I started saying it.
You're committed.
know
Now you
where-
have to come up with
Canada?
Gotham.
Actually, Gotham brings up what I want to name my first son.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go.
I want to name him Gotham.
it's a strange thing.
Because, I mean, if I'm asleep and I don't want to get up, but my wife rolls over and says, Gotham needs you, yeah, I'm going to get up and I'm going to help him. I'm going to walk in and be like, I'm Batman.
That would only work if you first put on a Batman mask and then use the covers as your cape. Then go take care of the child.
Have you not met me, Pat?
That's true. Well, I mean, I just have to make sure.
That's how he goes to bed anyway.
Batman
ready.
onesie.
At all times. Oh man. But you know, I think if you're sitting at a restaurant and you're describing like an experience like a concert or like a movie or something that you did where you're recording, it usually sounds a lot better than if you were to show the picture. Because I always like my mom, she's now starting to figure out how to use the phone and the stuff she's done and all this stuff.
Damn it, Pat.
And-
You're supposed to keep her in that burqa locked in the back.
No, it's great. I'm happy that she does that. But here's the thing: is that when she tells us a story of something cool that she did, like if she fixed up the backyard or something that means a lot to her, then she shows us the picture. Then it's like, well, why am I having to look at it? I mean, you told me what it was. It was built up really cool, and then I guess okay, here it is. But now it's like, I don't know. I feel like the experience of being told a story is much more genuine and uplifting than being shown a picture of something. I mean, like, oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's because you're a bad son and you don't want to marvel in your mom's accomplishments.
That's what it sounds like.
That is not true at all. I'm very encouraging of people's like passions and stuff. I just like in a concert. How are you going to show a little tiny screen of something on a computer matched to the real life experience? You know.
Well, how are they going to explain the real life experience if they were too busy recording it on that little tiny screen?
Exactly.
True.
No,
Man,
actually, that's a great
I
point.
hit the record button and then I was watching my screen and
It was like I was really there.
it was nearly like I was there.
Yeah.
Almost.
But yeah, and I think it all just depends on where you are, like at a concert to record. Because I'd imagine if you're on the floor and you're at like a Megadeth concert, you don't have your phone out recording.
Because you're probably risking your life doing that.
Yeah.
You lose all situational awareness and then take an elbow to the temple and it's all gone.
Yep. But like if you're sitting in the nosebleeds, you take out your phone, you zoom in. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I guess I could see that too. I mean, it's like a situational. I see what you're saying.
Well, like I love the people who have drones and then they attach a camera to it and then they'll show like wide landscaping shots of things.
Now, could you bring your drone to a concert?
If you can keep it out of the range of a drummer's stick or something, I guess.
We're talking about the same drone, right? The robot one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it's like videotaping something is best suited for when you're experiencing something that otherwise, because of money or time or location, you're not gonna be able to experience. Kind of like if Brandon were to go take video footage of the castles in Germany. Well, it's going to be a really long time before I'm able to go see something that cool. So to me, that's like, wow, here's an opportunity for me to watch a video that actually has something in it. But if Brandon's like, here's a picture of my sandwich, what does that mean to me? You know?
Well, what if it's like the best sandwich he's ever made
Yeah.
and he knows he's never going to be able to make another one like that again?
What if you want to recreate it at home? You got to know what you did.
Yeah.
You guys are Jackass.
Hence the name of the show, Pat. Hence the name of the show.
I'm starting to see that now. Yeah. But you see my point is like I understand it when it gives you something that you otherwise normally wouldn't be able to get. But if it's just to be trivial, it makes no sense. And I guess concerts can kind of be that way. I don't know. I'm like Brandon.
Well, yeah,
I'm
because
old
like,
now. I don't
what
care
if
about-
in
I don't understand
October?
kids anymore.
What if in October Brandon actually went to go see George Michael instead of Three Doors Down? He's like, "Hey guys, you want to see the George Michael concert? Because I know you'll never experience it again."
Oh, but you said if you were going to go, like, is he somehow got a seance happening and George Michael appeared?
Well, he was still alive in October.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant this October.
Man, the joke was lost, but I got it. Good. Well done.
But yeah,
You
I
also
mean,
lose. You also lose like an ability to storytell. You begin to use your phone, your pictures, and your evidence as a crutch, and you can't tell a story without it anymore. So nobody wants to listen to you anyway.
So what you're really turning into is a portable PowerPoint presentation is what you're doing.
Yes.
I think this problem started a long time before the advent of cell phone cameras,
So great, John.
where people just started interacting less and less. You know, you had people going to restaurants with their families and the kids had coloring books or toys or whatever. And it was just the degradation of the family unit because no one wanted to be a parent.
And see, that's what pisses me off because, and I don't care who hears it. Of course, they have their own situation, but you see now parents now are trying to just get their kids to be quiet or to behave. So, I got an idea. Let's put them in front of a tablet or their cell phone, and here monitor that, which is fine. But I mean, then you see the mom and the dad doing it. We're like, well, I remember growing up with my parents, and you get to talk to me. You get to learn who your dad is, who your mom is, and you know that
Or
dad
you get
means
to
business.
go sit in the car with your dad when you're not behaving.
Exactly, which is not where you want to be. It's just to me, it's just you're losing that. I don't know. Like I said, maybe the times are changing, and maybe I'm an old geezer. You can call me whatever you want, but that family interaction, I think that's so important to when you grow up to,
Absolutely.
to stay tight as a family.
But it's like one of those, hey, I got to control my kid's life 100%, protect them from any type of disappointment. And now their presidential candidate didn't win, and they're going apeshit.
Okay, wait a minute.
Patrick, you told me
Or-
we weren't going to discuss politics.
Turn
No,
this back
I'm
onto the
just saying.
It's going
I'm
off-
not.
it's
I don't.
going off the
I don't
rails.
care.
Oh,
I don't care who won, but I'm saying like you have this group of people.
Yeah.
The rules have been the same for 200 and whatever years we've been around,
Mm-hmm.
and they're surprised.
Mhm.
It's like, what do you mean? My person didn't win, but they got the most point, or they got the most yards. It's like, well, your team didn't get the most points.
Mm-hmm.
And the same could be said for like football or something like that, where, hey, we were playing so well, we should have won. Why didn't we win? Rules or game's bad. Blah 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 blah. Well, it's not yards gained; it's points scored.
Mm-hmm.
And parents have taken away points scored by doing all these participation awards.
Yep.
And
Hey,
not
we're
only,
playing football, but we don't keep score.
And not only that, but I feel like now we live in a culture where your online relationships seemingly are supposed to mean more than your personal relationships. So you feel like, with family you have that instant validation of like, hey, let's work together, and hey, look, I drew this picture for you, grandma, how is it? And then you get that instant validation with the personal relationships. But online, you feel like if you're not popular online, there's something wrong with you.
And I can say that because
there is something wrong with you then, obviously.
Yeah, I can say this because I'm glorious on Injure. There's something wrong with all you guys.
Tip, we didn't mean each other, Tip. Why would you say that?
I'm sorry, you guys aren't glorious yet. I got 24,000 fake internet points that say I'm right.
When you're starving in the street, you remember how much those internet points love you, Tip.
I will when I text my Injurian friends and say, hey, send me a pizza. And then it magically arrives.
But yeah, no, there is definitely, like, I think technology is evolving faster than, like, human psychology can keep up with. Because now it's like our kids are basing what they're supposed to do in life on what we're doing as convenience as a standard of what they're supposed to do. So if, like, for instance, they can't get a show in under 10 minutes, or they can't go to their phone and look up a show that they want to watch in under 10 seconds, they're not happy. They're not satisfied with, watching the show. They're like, oh, that takes too long. Or, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to have to talk to grandma because I'm streaming live here on YouTube my pictures from a concert or whatever. And I think people are kind of like degrading as social bodies, and they're becoming more autonomous, kind of like doing their own thing. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I think what the fuck was I just gonna say?
What's in this coffee?
Oh, another thing that pisses me off about kids online.
Oh boy, here we go.
Is when you play games, it's like, yeah, I fucked your mother, blah 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 blah. It's like, what are you, 12?
Are you playing with Mickey Mouse, Tip?
It's like, why is Mickey Mouse going after my mom? But it gave me the idea. I want to find one of these kids, and I have a guy at work. Son plays online, and he's like, here, I'll give him your gamer ID, and you guys can play against each other. I said, that'd be great, especially when he starts talking about my mom. I just want to be at your house when he gets up to get ready to go to school, drinking some coffee, and look at him and be like, hey, I'm Bambrook. Guess what I did last night? I just sipped my coffee.
I thought you would like throw it in his face, Tip.
No, just like have his mom sitting on my lap or something, sipping my coffee. Hey, remember when you said all those things you did to my mom?
Oh man,
that's so awful. But you
get to watch.
That's the disadvantage of the anonymous culture online, the gaming culture, which is a totally different conversation. But people get brave online when they're behind a microphone. They can say whatever they want, and when it comes to real life, they back off.
Isn't it all the same? Whether it's podcasting, gaming, Facebooking, Twittering.
I mean, I think it depends on the individual. I mean, if you create like a podcast for the sake of attacking people, or if you create a podcast for the sake of making people laugh, or for telling them really awesome stories, it's kind of like that. But you're hiding for
the sake of doing something different, Brandon. Like where you are in Germany, just based on their culture and what you've seen as far as the social norms. I mean, do they rely heavily on technology like everywhere else, or just like the U.S. does, or is it more of they want that personal interaction where sit around the table, have a few beers, have a few laughs?
I don't know. I assume you guys can hear me. Someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We assume.
I appear to have fixed the mic. Yeah. I think it's like anywhere else. It's becoming just as modern, and I don't know. There's not very much.
In many ways, it's more
communication.
modern.
I don't know. So sometimes some things are. I would say. I don't know. There's always been a level of stoicism in German culture, but there's also an expectation that you reach out and at least ask how someone's doing more often than perhaps we do in the States. I don't know. It's hard to describe. And honestly, it's now been so long since I lived in the U.S. I can't quite relate anymore because I don't. I mean, I work around Americans, obviously, on a base and everything, but my view is different now. So aside from you guys, I don't know how anybody else acts in real life over there.
Most,
Like douche turds.
I was just about to say most people act like Tip.
You asshole.
No, but Tip's not a douche turd, apparently. That's a great coined phrase here on Jackass Express. But no, most people, I think it's an age thing more than it is a cultural thing, because I know people a lot my age and up that, yeah, they post to Facebook, and yeah, they're talking about, their, fifth kid that they're pregnant with, and that's great, well, we don't even know about it. And I see the younger generation, and then they just live online. They're basically, their entire presence is online, but you can see that difference where there's still people who like to interact and get together, and they're very sociable, but they use Facebook to show about what they're doing. But then you see the younger generation, and they're just, all their communication's all on Twitter. And
I like to point out a stark contrast with my dad. And even comparing the two, because my dad doesn't deal with the phone, but my mom does. So watching the two of them and how they interact in public is an interesting social experiment, and I think it relates to the rest of the world too. Like, most people, when they're standing in line at the grocery store or something, are going to pull out their phone because they're either bored and they can't deal with the 5 minutes it takes to wait in line, or because they've become socially anxious and would rather dive into their phone than reach out and interact. So where most people might pull out their phone, my dad usually just reaches out to whoever happens to be standing there. And I've never been quite like that, but I see it more and more where people don't do any of that. They just don't interact at all.
Absolutely right.
And that's strange.
You forgot the third reason people pull out their phones. And that's
Pornhub.
Oh.
If you do that in the grocery store, then we want to get you on the cast. I was going to say, to prevent me from eating my food in the grocery cart and being embarrassed that I couldn't wait till I got home to open my bag of chips. It's to distract me from that bag of chips, or...
So in your case, it's to save face in public.
Yeah. It's like I'm in the store and this bag of chips. Oh, man. Because, like, it won't be just getting one chip and nibbling on it. It'll be like a handful, stuffing it down my throat, trying to get it all chewed and swallowed before I'm up there to check out. And it's...
I'm not paying for this empty bag of chips.
Why did I get an empty bag of chips?
Sir, what's that on your shirt? I don't know. What are you cleaning with it? Is that a socially acceptable thing to eat in the store? Like, if you're going to buy it, like, can you open it in the store and eat it? Because I see people that do that. I heard of people doing that. That seems like the weirdest, most awful thing you could possibly do.
I've cracked open a Coke here and there, but not very often.
What gets me about it is, even though I know I'm buying it and they're scanning the barcode, it still feels like cheating in a way. Or not cheating, stealing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, ha ha ha, I'm eating this bag of chips that you're just going to scan the barcode because it already has a price on it, but I'm stealing. Like, I'm always afraid I'm going to get accused of stealing.
It's temporary theft, though. I mean,
yeah. Because if you think about it, it's still technically their property as you're eating it.
It's true.
It's like,
yeah.
It's like stealing it from your neighbor.
Yeah. Until I'm holding the receipt in my hand, I don't feel like it's mine. And then I feel like I'm infringing on them, or I don't know. I mean, some people are more comfortable, or I guess that used to be a common thing a long time ago, and people, I guess, still do that to this day. Like me, I can't even take a bottle of water that I got somewhere else and go into a store and drink it, because I'm scared they're going to think that I took it from them and I'm just drinking it in the store. That actually happened to me last night. I had to throw an almost full bottle of water because I had to go into Target to get baby wipes, and I didn't want them to think, oh my God, this guy's just pretending this place is his house. He can go anywhere he wants.
What?
Why don't you use the toilets that we got attached for show anyway?
Why not leave the water bottle in your car instead of throwing it out?
Because I was coming from the movie theater, and I was on the way. I had to stop by Target on my way out, and I thought to myself, I can't go to the car then go to Target. So I drank the water as fast as I could and went to Target, and then I had to pee all the way home. What?
Yeah, you have to walk like you own the place. You walk in and say, you know what? I own this shit.
Yeah.
That is probably not good advice for anybody.
I don't see why you can't toss water on the first employee that tries to tell you not to.
Right?
Yeah.
Sir, you can't be
Sir,
drinking
you
that water.
can't you can't drink this water.
Here, take a shower.
Okay.
And now I'm not bringing it in. You better go change.
You can't wear wet clothes at work, bitch.
Oh man.
And we wonder why people don't like Americans. Because as ridiculous as that sounded, I can almost guarantee you it's happened somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Probably in
Well,
Brooklyn.
that's almost as bad as.
Well-
Did you just assume my gender?
Oh,
Wait a minute,
no,
wait a minute.
Tip. No.
If they're telling you not to carry water, why are you assuming the gender? How did that come in?
I was thinking about social constructs. I
Okay.
had this whole conversation in my head, and then blurted out the end of it.
It's
like a
because,
bomb.
It's because of the whole assuming thing, right? It's like, well, if they're going
Yeah.
to assume that you stole something, they're going to assume your gender as well.
Well, just to piggyback on the same conversation, is it socially acceptable to go to these places like Target, Walmart, and it doesn't matter where you go, to show up in your pajamas? Does that make sense? Or does everybody do that?
A lot of people do, and it bothers me. But I've
Not
also
out
realized.
here.
I've also.
They show up in their lederhosen for Brandon. With
I've also
accordion.
noticed that
Mhm.
I've also noticed that it depends on the time of day. Like if you go in the afternoon, probably not so many people are in their pajamas. But if you go like in the morning, first thing in the morning, it's like I wake up, oh, I gotta go to the store, and it's so important that I buy this whatever that I don't even have time to shave and shower.
Well, you see, and I think it's a very careful line, because in some cases I get it, in some cases I don't. Like when I was driving to work, I saw an adult, our age mother, taking her kids walking across to the school, so walking them across the crosswalk, and she's in full pajamas, almost like one of the adult onesies.
Yes, and that's at any. I think if you leave the house, you should get dressed.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like she's a mother. She obviously has multiple kids. Maybe she didn't have
Don't
time.
give her excuses.
Yeah, Pat. That's not excuses, Pat.
If you leave the house, you put on clean clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Hell,
I mean, it's okay. Like, yeah, I get the whole like the cap.
I'll
and
give
ponytail
you
thing,
I'll
but-
give you a little bit of a pass on jeans.
Uh-huh.
Like if you wear jeans that you haven't washed in a couple of days,
Mhm.
okay, you can have a little bit of a pass on there.
It's my whole life. Go on.
But if you're gonna leave your house, put on some clothes. I don't want to know what your pajamas are. If I went outside in my pajamas, I'd get arrested.
Especially walking towards a school.
Especially walking towards a school.
Especially the ones that-
children. Take my hand.
Hey, Brandon, they don't do something like that over there. Is there any social?
No, God. You know how you can tell an American? Two things. They are guaranteed to be wearing like a fucking jersey and tennis shoes.
Oh,
Or specifically running shoes. Americans are terrible about this. They wear just fucking Asics or something with their jeans and a
Mhm.
jersey, and then they make themselves a target for ridicule and terrorism. I think
So true story.
over here, everybody wears like normal, nice shit. Really dark jeans if they're wearing jeans, except the Russians. They wear some weird white, blue stuff. But everybody else wears like nice dark jeans and a pair of slacks, usually very nice shoes. But the shoes are the first thing. You can always tell if it's an American based on the shoes.
How often do you look at a man in shoes?
So fun fact about Brandon's statement there. I go to Germany. I get off the plane. I'm wearing running shoes, jeans, and a black shirt. That, walking with Brandon. The German girl runs up to me asking for directions.
And I'm like, bitch, who looks more American here?
Apparently you did.
Ah,
Could have had something to do with the shorts and flip-flops.
that's also a problem.
So,
But-
so, Tip, are you telling me my shoes would have flied in Germany? The ones you saw the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they hooker pumps?
Well, kind of. No, I have some Vans pizza shoes.
Yeah.
Would that have flying? Would I be cool? Would I be socially acceptable in Germany, Brent?
When you say pizza shoes, do you mean that they're made of pizzas?
Well,
Yes.
that'd
Or
be
what?
Like Pizza the Hut.
cool.
Every time you're hungry,
like-
you just bend over and.
No, they're like pizza boxes.
They're Vans, and they have a black background, but pizza slice designs all over them.
I think that would actually fly because you've got all these. I mean, there is still a portion of Germany that's like really what you would have expected from like the late 80s, early 90s kind of stuff, like the crazy haircuts on the girls and the ridiculous shoes like that and things like. There are some crowds that still wear that, so you might even fit in. Nobody would know.
I like fit.
There's also that portion of Germany that's like late 30s, early 40s. You don't want to go there.
What's wrong with it? Are you in that crowd, Tip? Are you in the 30s, 40s group?
No.
Of course not.
I think he's about 50 years too late for that.
Yeah.
He meant 1930s, 1940s. a little more Wehrmacht, a little less Nena. Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's lost. Sorry, guys.
99 Luftballons.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-oh. Oh, Patrick found a...
Oh,
What?
Only they had black in the
I
background,
couldn't
not red.
find the exact kind, but that's generally the idea.
Hold on.
I linked a picture
those are
of
those are
shoes.
cool. Yeah.
Wait, I don't see. There's no link
You
here.
have to click on general, but don't switch over to the general chat.
I don't want to switch to the general chat.
I'm in the general chat.
Are you showing this to our
Apparently
viewers? Are
That's
the
my
viewers going to be
rank,
able to see
general chat. What?
Are the viewers going to be able to see this?
Well, we just discussed pizza shoes, but for Brandon's reference, I'm explaining that I'm showing it to you.
I see that.
So you see.
Your feet look very tasty, Johnny.
Well,
You want to see how
and I mean that in the
bad
least
Patrick
pathetic
is at
kind of way.
this?
I can't confirm this
no.
because I haven't seen it.
This is how bad Patrick is. That link shows them exactly.
This is.
I'm
Get
not
out of
clicking
hand here.
something.
But Tip,
I'm not
there's no
clicking something
picture
Tip
on
sends.
yours. It's just
Oh,
a
yeah.
link.
If you
Yeah, but-
click the link,
There we go.
I won't do it.
There we go.
Our listeners can.
Don't click that. It says Jet Shopping.
Those aren't them either. Okay,
Oh,
Johnny.
those are them.
Apparently, we need Johnny to take a picture of his shoes immediately.
You'll have a picture of my shoes at some point. But essentially, it's almost the pizza slices. It's a black background, and of course, laced up instead of the slip-on. I kind of like the slip-ons.
Question,
I'm
Johnny,
lazy.
The only way that your shoes would be acceptable in Germany is if you also wore a football jersey at the same time.
Well, how about I
Of
tuck the
course.
How about I tuck the jersey into my jeans? Would that be okay?
Ooh, now that does happen. And usually like the early to mid 40s age, like master sergeant and sergeant major types. Yeah, those guys.
Oh, I saw
You're not profiling, are you, Brandon?
I saw Sergeant Major on the 26th.
Yes, you mentioned that, I think.
Yes, he was very surprised to see that Julian and I were still alive and still friends.
You and Julian are still dating? That's great.
That's almost what I thought he was going to say.
Well, that's good. It's for those that may not know, Sergeant Major was an ROTC instructor we had in high school. And he's a really good man, great friend of ours.
And I'm sorry, there's only one reason to go to Elmers. I'm sorry. And everybody knows what that is.
What's that?
And yes, fried chicken.
Is that good? Is it good there?
I love their stupid fried chicken. It's cheap too.
We need to go. I haven't been there in a while.
They have a pressure fryer cooker or something.
So what really kind of disappointed me about Elmer's was the amount of shit that Audrey's parents were talking that the waitress didn't speak English. I was like, this is El Paso.
Those are them. Those are the shoes right there.
Yeah, I
the
know.
shoes, they showed up in the chat. I see.
Yeah,
I don't know how to rap, Pat. I mean,
why did Santa Claus go to music school?
I know where this is going. I'm just going to let you answer it anyway.
To improve his rapping skills.
You know, I was telling Tip that he has to have an illegitimate child somewhere because he's increasingly, exponentially getting better at dad jokes, and this is concerning to me because it usually just doesn't come. These stupid jokes don't come to you till after you've done.
So you've evolved to the next level.
Stupid. My brain doesn't send signals to my fingers fast enough to be able to talk coherently on WeChat. Usually it's because I'm in the middle of 5 other things. And I've been screwing up really badly in WeChat. Like, I've been saying some...
Again, our audience is like, what the fuck is going on?
Patrick, explain to our audience what's
Johnny
happening.
just sent me a quote from Julian because the other day, I forget what I said, and I'm going to screw up the context. I meant to say here, as in this place, and I wrote here, like in the sound, I hear things. And Julian called me on it, and that's the one thing about these guys. They're vultures in real life. They wait till you make that one mistake.
Julian was waiting. He pounced on that like white on rice.
He was nowhere. He came out of nowhere. He hadn't been on the chat for like 10 minutes. And then
no. He's there constantly. He monitors.
He waits.
Yeah.
It's like Johnny. Every so often, Johnny comes in with his jokes, and just for like 2 or 3 days straight, he'll just be bam, 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 and then he's gone.
Hard and fast tip.
That's all he knows.
Anyway, as much as I hate to say it, we should probably start wrapping up here. I got some stuff I got to get taken care of today, and this has been an awesome podcast. Holy crap! I really want to be doing this more and more as we continue throughout the year. Guys, do you have anything you want to say before we start wrapping?
I will say that for Johnny's Junk, we have a lot more material to cover, so we have to do this more.
Johnny's Junk what was your tagline for that?
I don't remember.
just accept
Listen
it.
to the cast. Listen to the cast.
Go back and just take it all.
Take it like a man.
Take it like a man. There it was.
Johnny's Junk and just the tip.
There you go. See?
Golly, Johnny's.
Now we got some.
Junk. Take it like a man. Okay. All right, guys. Well, Brandon, thanks again for taking time out of your
Brandon,
schedule. I know this is a lot more difficult for you because you got the whole country difference thing going on.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
It is what it is. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
becoming Mr.
Yeah, congratulations,
Mexico.
Brandon.
We're very, very proud of you. And
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get you on more and we'll be able to tell more stories about stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
Lastly, if anybody's listening, all one of us. Just to add that tagline in. Please visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/JackassExpress. Also our blog spot, jackassexpress.blogspot.com. As Tip mentioned before, we have a Redbubble where if you want to prove that you like our show, you can go and get a t-shirt there.
Or you could take a picture of yourself listening to it and show all your friends.
You can't listen to a t-shirt, Tip.
But thanks again for listening, guys, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Farewell.
Choose.
The Jackass Express!